Hey, it is D&D with me, Kristi, and the members of the Heisters. I didn't ask them if they wanted to be called the Heisters, but I'm calling them the Heisters from now on. Actually, that's not entirely true. I don't know if you saw when I changed the name of our D&D group, because it was a Davil job, and I was like, well, I can't be just Dungeons and Dragons or the Heist group because, Lythe is still in there. So did you check to see what I changed the name of the group to? Someone want to read it out?
Oh, I see it.
I mean, I just did.
Someone read it to me. I'm too lazy.
It's now called The Friends We Made Along the Way.
Because the real treasure is the friends we made along.
Or you mean the friends that Mara has kidnapped?
Oh yeah, or adopted along the way.
Yep.
It's been a minute.
Adopted, air quotes.
Yeah, took hostage, adopted, seized, detained illegally. I mean, false imprisonment is such a harsh term. But, it's been a while. I had to actually go back and listen to some of the old session just to remind myself of things that happened. But traditionally it falls to Clue to kind of remind us where it is we left off exactly and what we're about to do. Or sorry, Yella. I can call you by your character name.
I don't care all much. But yeah, so now about remembering what we were doing last time. So last time on Dragon Heist, we were looking for a plan to get into the prison and get Opal, our contact from the Solutions Guild, out. For that purpose, the main team went and visited her as her quote-unquote family, to make contact and get some scouting of the prison done. In the meantime, Hibara was a lizard and just sort of walked around in the prison. After that, the rest of the main party decided to buy some equipment, and then just went to sleep, I think. Hibara is still, down there in the caves, doing her thing, whatever that is. And I think that's where we left off.
Yeah, you did go and find some friends. You remember you kind of searched out a tavern for some scents?
I did. Yep.
And so you met Kira, who's like the local, a big shot in the Neverwinter Zent scene. You didn't really know the politics of the situation, but you kind of ended up like walking into, you felt like kind of a tense thing, but at the end she seemed okay with you. Like, he basically
didn't die.
No. And, yeah, Clue just you gave her information on the location of the
on the hideout.
Yep.
Because we might be able to use that for some smuggling or something later. Who knows?
So we'll see. Okay, I think that was about it. So you had gone to visit about, I think, around 4:00 in the afternoon. You forgot to bring her last meal, if you remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we had to grab her a random sandwich.
There's an apple. There's some marshmallows, mushrooms. There's a cheese sandwich. You're like, just a sandwich and 2 beers. That was good. All right, and yeah, you'd gone back. Perry had gone off to pick up a few more supplies, I think, and yes, I think it was just sort of like getting on dark rather early because again we're moving into the winter time. So, you guys have a prison break to organize, or Hibara too. Is there anything else that you wanted to, last time you went scouting around a little bit? The prison area, if I remember correctly. Do you recall that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. She has a vague understanding of the guard schedule ish.
And you gave each of the prisoners a good berry.
Yes. Gave everyone a good berry.
I don't.
Everyone who's not in the party.
Hibara is such a mystery to me. Like her motives.
Well, she's chaotic.
Yes,
and that
she
means
is.
I'm doing it right.
Yes. Because occasionally you're absolutely indifferent, and then you just be like, "Here, have some nourishment. Let me, like nurture."
Wait, I think you're framing it in the wrong manner because it's not here. Let me nourish you. It's here. You're gonna need to run fast for me.
Oh, I see. Okay. I
Can't have you fallen down on the job.
I can't have you fainting in the middle of crossing the cavern. This is just going to slow me up. So, bulk up, Mister.
Pretty much.
You're assuming Hibara expects him to cross the cavern.
Oh yeah, she full on. It's just like, I'm gonna need you to be able to outrun these guards. Here's food.
I love that we have two very different chaotic evil characters. We have War, who's just like, fuck this shit. And then there's Ibarra.
I don't know if that Hibara. I don't know if I call her a chaotic. Evil. I just call her chaotic Hibara. I mean, she is kind of selfish, but I guess that does get into like the realm of framed in that way. But yeah, all right. So, what would you guys? If anyone wants to do anything, like, when are you gonna go in? What are you gonna do till it's time to do the prison break? What are your thoughts?
Actually, just because I keep forgetting it, can Clue go and buy a disguise kit and a forgery kit?
Yep.
Keep forgetting to actually do that.
You want to role play that? Or are you okay with me just like giving you a price for that?
Just give me a price. Don't particularly need to role play it.
Yeah. Disguise. Like sometimes it's fun to, hey, let's go to the smith and negotiate a price, and other times you're like,
yeah.
You just
it's the fact like Clue just needs to get two things. It's not like a party thing. It's a lot more fun to role play things when multiple people are involved.
Okay. They're not really giving me a price on this. So you want a disguise kit and what else? Clothing and stuff?
Forgery kit, I think.
Oh, okay. 2 kits.
Remember correctly, it was 45 gold, but it's been a while since I looked it up.
Can you look it up and then
standard?
I'll just charge the standard.
2 kits of 45. Yeah, I'll look it up. Rest of you.
Okay. So yes, you can get that. Anybody else? Yeah. Anyone else want to do anything else? In the meantime, before like the whole plan kicks off.
Mara is changing.
Yeah, because she's wearing like bikini wear. She looks like she's on a Brazilian carnival parade route.
Yes, that's what she's currently wearing, but she has decided that she needs to now up the ante and has decided to wear the last outfit that Emma Frost wears in the Hellfire Gala, which is like the current run for all of the X-Men. Is like everybody's getting like a Met Gala look, and I decided that Mara, if she's gonna be distraction decoy, might as well just go full Emma Frost with like outfit out.
All right, can you just give a 2-line description of sort of what you're rocking? The color, the shape, the fit.
White, and it's strips of cloth, and it's just hanging from the neck.
Basically, it's like the fringe from a flapper dress, completely silver, but like it just kind of hangs from her neck, and so it's just like full sides are completely. How this dress is staying in place is a miracle.
It's like JLo's tapes,
The magic of comics.
Exactly. Basically, it's a little bit of faith, a little bit of magic, and a little bit of goodwill towards man.
Yeah, your stealth checks are going to be a bit more difficult, I think. What else are people getting dressed up in for your breakout attire?
Of course, that's the thing she wears for a prison break.
Yes.
Again, she's throwing her magic isn't like being stealthy. It's I use my sexuality.
Her secret weapon.
Yep.
My secret weapon is my booty.
Basically,
I mean, if any
outfit,
of you want a disguise, I actually have a disguise kit now. I could use it.
All right. So who is who's going next? This is entertaining. So I want to do a round robin what everyone's wearing for the prison break, just so I can get a picture it in my mind.
Bauer looks exactly the same. Although I will say she was probably going to be covered in dirt because I want to set the scene for when whoever meets up with her, in that she's in the corner talking to somebody. She is cast speak with animal shortly before whoever shows up as a ritual, so I don't have to waste any spell slots.
Okay, that's fine. Yep, I'm just having a conversation with the spiders that are around. Whatever happens to be ants. Yes.
Just messing with the ants.
So Habar's in her usual.
Yep.
What about Elhana, Thelvar and Percy. Thelvar and Percy.
Well,
Perry.
Thelvar would be, Perry. Thelvar's just wearing his normal get-up because when it comes disguise time, he's going to use magic disguise self.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, and Perry?
Perry's just wearing his usual.
Which is?
With that lovely cat mask, the black studded leather coat and trousers, boots, and a cat mask for the carnival. Or
Nice.
masquerade, whichever.
All right, and Clue, what if you got your disguise kit now? What are you gonna be doing?
I mean, considering he can just disguise self, he's just going to magically look like a god. So he's not doing anything especially different right now.
Okay. All right. How long would you guys like to wait until you start your prison break?
Well, it depends on exactly how we're planning on doing this.
Yeah.
Because I think we've been
if
discussing details in the Discord, but we haven't actually settled on exactly what we're doing.
Well, I'll settle back. This is when you guys can plan. I'll kick back and listen.
Okay, first of all, if we want to do our final plan, we probably want to get Hibaro scouting information. So we probably want to do this down there, which is annoying in its own right, but
Okay. To be on the safe side, then Thelvar will spend an hour altering Aloysius's form into his fly form again, just in case.
Yeah. So guess we're going down to meet Hibara, and then we can figure out what we plan on doing.
All right. You guys gonna all leave together?
I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So you
We're
gather.
really bad at this.
I'll help you until you get better.
The park's going to be fun.
Yeah. So, you guys, what time do you decide to head out? Just so I know. Like, it was like sort of 5 o'clock, 6, by the time you'd finished your shopping and everything else, and it is pretty dark at this point. 6 o'clock in the winter, getting on winter.
Oh, I forgot it was winter. God damn it.
Yeah, you're gonna be perky.
Yep.
In that outfit.
Oh, I'm so
no,
because that's every outfit you've had, though.
We're in Neverwinter. It's never winter in Neverwinter.
That's true. It is warmer.
Neverwinter.
Yes, it's got the tropical fruits, but still at night it will get a little bit chilly. It won't frost over, but for her Brazilian carnival outfit, she's being a bit nippy. So.
I'm no longer in that. I'm wearing I'm a Frost flapper went on holiday and lost half her dress.
Okay. So you got that look going on instead.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it. I feel like that's the best way.
So as you walk through, the streets, they're a little more crowded. It's, still kind of like shops are closing. People are still migrating home. Some people are moving to go out to restaurants or, be with the kids a little bit in the evening. And so the park is actually a little bit busier than you had seen it before. at this time of night.
Guess we'll have to wait for things to quieten down around here until we're ready to go in.
Well, back to staring across the lake despondently then, I guess.
All right.
Just go sit next to the shore. Just look out over the lake.
So maybe...
Go and take a pew on the bench.
Okay. The bench. All right. Yep. And someone want to do a perception roll to kind of keep an eye on the crowd for when there's a gap that you could make use of. Okay.
How did I roll that badly? That's like a zero. I rolled a 1.
All right. So yeah.
Must be that dress.
Yeah, right.
You got people staring at you.
Mm-hmm.
You can see.
It's very hard to see other people, I guess.
You can see that there are some people who are like strolling around the lake, but you can also Thelvar and Clue. Sorry, you both notice that there's a sort of like a pretty long break of about 3 minutes between the last person who walks by you and then the other person who's making their circuit. You can also see that there doesn't really seem to be anyone heading in your direction, and it is getting, like having waited an extra hour, it is getting that much darker. So you think you've got like about a 3-minute window.
Mm-hmm. Well, guess Hibara needs to lift that bench then.
Hibara's down in the cave.
You mean Mara?
I mean Mara, sorry. Yeah. Hibara's in the Mara, okay?
Right.
Mara just kind of does a little bit of a shimmy to shake out her shoulders.
Yep. Give me an athletics.
The whole dress kind of flops around.
Yes, as she sort of like twinkles in what little light there is around here. You want to go ahead? Oh, yeah, athletics. Okay, yeah, you're able to, now that you kind of know how it works and you know to lift straight up, you're able to, with just 2 hands, grab it in the middle, yank straight up, and then just shift over the bench. You kind of set it again toward the front, I take it, so it's kind of blocking the view of where people would be walking. And yeah, are you gonna also open it, or someone else gonna go? What, you guys gonna descend in order, or who's going first?
Mara pushes Clue and goes, "You're first, buddy."
Okay, so
yeah, I can just go invisible if anything happens.
All right, so it'd be a very low check, but go ahead and give me an athletics roll to see if you can lift the gate or the cover. All right, you struggle. You see him struggling, Mara.
So useless. And she just pushes, knocks Clue out of the way and does it herself.
Okay, so she's standing there with the cover next to you, yes, and you can climb down. So all of you.
She opens the grate and then looks at. Opens the grate and then stares at Clue down the hole. Useless.
What was Perry saying? Sorry.
Perry's just watching, laughing, and wishing he was a little bit taller.
Wishes he was a baller too.
Wish he was a baller.
Just taller.
Jinx.
Yep.
Lord help us all.
All right, so yes, we're all able to clamber down, and with that roll, Kelsey, you can also put the cover properly back in place, and if you wanted to, you can even kind of like drag the bench a little bit closer, so it's kind of more covering your grate without interfering with it. And you all descend back down into the cavern area. Eventually you find your way back to the 2 openings near the bottom and the one where you'd set up your line. Yeah, you're there. And as you can see, I don't know, you have some sort of light on, Hibara? Are you with Grizzle?
No.
Okay.
She has dark vision.
Okay. So unless you've got dark vision, I don't know if people are going to be able to see across the...
I mean,
Harry's got
even
his
dark
lamp.
vision doesn't go that far, so
Yeah, yes. 75 feet.
Louis just gonna start shimmying over.
Okay.
I do have a question. Did we ever establish the in media how Speak with Animals works?
I kind of picture is you're able to, it's not speaking, you're like speaking in their language, making some kind of noises. But if you have a preference for how you'd like to do it, you can describe what Hibara is doing.
Oh no, because I couldn't remember what we had with the horse, if she was just speaking normal and the horses could understand her, or if she was speaking, or if she was like making horse noises or not.
Oh, yeah. That's a good question. I kind of felt like you were just asking it questions and it was answering and you were able to understand it if I remember how we played it last time.
That is how we played it.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious.
So what are you talking to the answers about when Clue arrives? What's
just casual talking with them about nothing.
Like insects,
just like,
pretty plentiful.
That's interesting. I guess everyone has their problem.
Yeah, so Clue makes his way over. You see Hibara talking to...
Hibara, you having a good time?
What took you so long? Also, we should probably be a little sound carriers.
Fair enough. So, discovered anything?
Yes. I mean, I knew sound carries here. I think I heard Mara with y'all's visit. Pretty sure that was Mara.
Good, and you can show us how to actually get to the cells.
Oh, you know, the grate over there that you saw earlier, you did some exploring. It's through there, right there, on the other side. I also know the guards relative, like their come-ins and go-in, how often they come by, how often they don't come by. Been hearing them all night.
Yes, that's good. I have Aloysius ready to be a fly on the wall, just to keep a watch unobserved.
That'll be good. So where's the keys?
What do you mean keys?
She kind of looks around. What have you been doing this whole time?
We've been scouting, making contact. How do you expect us to just get keys for a prison?
Well, you were in the prison, weren't you?
Yeah, just pickpocket a card and not get stabbed.
That seems like you're not very good at pickpocket. Is Perry over there? Perry's over here, right?
Are you guys all making your way across? Yeah. Okay.
Then as she says, I guess that means you're not very good at pickpocketing. As she slowly looks at Perry.
Just picturing Hibara's head just very slowly turning her eyes, locking on Perry as her head keeps moving to catch up with it.
You don't need to pickpocket when you can just pick to lock. A lot less risky generally.
Well, how are you going to get through the grate?
Now that is
open the grate. We need.
I don't think it does open
out through the grate. So you need to open.
I thought
grate.
of that one. Well, see, I thought of how we can get someone out through the grate. That part's easy. We just smash it.
That would make a bit of noise.
Well, yeah, that's what the other people are for.
Quietly. What do you mean that's what the other people are there for? The other people are also being rescued.
If situation allows it, yes.
Well, yes, but we're definitely not going to be putting them in danger.
If it's not necessary, we would like to avoid it.
Now, because they're gonna get killed?
I don't think so, Habara.
Isn't that what this place is for?
I mean, I don't know if every prisoner here ends up getting executed, but some of them might.
Plus, if going by what Opal said, we might have an issue if we just expect them to cause a distraction. She was saying they would want to come too, otherwise they would raise the alarm on us. So that is not exactly a desirable gamble.
How would they raise the alarm and not cause a distraction at the same time?
By running up to a guard and saying, they're escaping.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that with how you people do this type of thing, that when you have someone who's in a prison and they run up to a guard, the guard doesn't listen to the person in prison and just, does the guard thing to the person who should be in a jail cell.
Yeah, but then the guard moves into the room to put them back in the jail cell and they see us.
I should hope we wouldn't be doing this when the guards are right outside the door. Seems wasteful.
I mean, there's 2 guards guarding the door, though.
No, there's not.
But if
they come by every so often and then they leave and then they're gone for a good while and then another one comes in. I don't think it's the same people. I don't know. I didn't look that closely at them.
Well, okay, Habara, if you're a guard and one of your prisoners come running up to you saying, I surrender, the rest are escaping.
I'd kill him.
And then?
Wonder why this dead body is out of its prison cell? And then go look at its prison cell?
Exactly, and there's our problem.
Well, yeah.
Why are we killing anybody?
No, there's...
today? I look too
There's
fabulous
a time
to be
difference.
killing people.
You have to get to the person, and then we're gone. So then when he comes in, no one's there.
If we can just find a way to pop the grate without making too much noise, we can just not kill anybody or have risk guards getting alerted, okay? No expecting people to do this or that, just in there and out of there.
I'm not sure if you can do that, but you're welcome to go look, although you should be careful. She thinks for a second. Kristi, should I roll intelligence, wisdom?
What do you want to check?
The general, is this roughly the time frame when guards have passed by?
Oh, I was going to make you roll intelligence for that. I had already planned to make you do an intelligence roll to see if you can do an accurate estimate of how much time is between their rounds. So yeah, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check. Intelligence, not a save.
Nope.
Yeah, it could be 5 minutes, could be 50 minutes. Something somewhere between that range. Definitely not an hour. Definitely not 5 minutes.
You can go check that right now, but you should be careful.
Careful is Aloysius' middle name. And Aloysius, as a flies through the grate, through the cell block, under a gap in the door, and then just sits on the wall opposite the door. Okay.
So, because they are so well positioned, I'm not going to have them do it. You don't have to do any rolls for that. So it, let me just, there's something I have to roll for, though. Okay. I had not prepared, but I'm sort of prepared. All right, so Aloysius waits 7 minutes and then sees a couple of guards. Both of them look to be like middle-aged human males having a conversation, something pedantic about some local sporting event or whatever, go by. And they don't see Aloysius. And they just sort of they can see them, the two guards, whenever they get up to a doorway, they will, where prison cells are inside, they'll slide open the peephole and kind of seem to be doing a head count of, visually inspecting the number of people in each room, and then closing it up again and carrying on with their conversation and walking.
And I don't know who had the pigeon in the background, but it was very loud.
Oh, sorry, I have my window open because it's like 27 degrees Celsius here. So it's 25. So it's 80 degrees here.
Oh, yeah.
First time it's gotten like over 20 since March. Like that week in March where it gets really warm and you get irrationally exuberant that spring is going to come early, and then you have like 2 more months of winter. That's exactly what happened this year. Fucking March. Totally did an April Fool's joke on me. Anyway, so that was probably my pigeons, my local. Yes. So, is Aloysius? What would you like to do?
Well, Aloysius telepathically tells me that they've gone past.
Okay.
And Thelvar communicates that to the others.
Okay. And do you bring Aloysius back, or are you having them sit there? What do you?
They're sitting there until we're on our way out. They're our lookout.
Okay. All right.
They are a fly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So you all are creeping under, and you get to there's a sort of like dead end. Well, I guess I can move you over now so you can see where the grate is. Right map. So the grate that you're going to be aiming for is this one. Yep, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what you get to is like underneath there, you can use this wall. There's a ladder that sort of goes up, and then you can see through the grate above you.
Well, if there's a ladder, there must be a way to open the grate.
I mean, yeah, but it's just kind of pushes against us. This thing is not gonna come quietly, unfortunately.
Do you want to go ahead and give me an investigation roll, please?
Okay.
Yeah, so I took it that Clue was the one who kind of climbed up because you were the one who pushed on it, so you would have the best look. I don't think Thelvar, you could see it from with Clue in the way, but yeah, when you look at it, it's you can tell that a lot of water has sort of run in down the sides, and so it's quite mucky and covered in dust and dirt and probably some kind of excrement that's been washed down the drain. So it's difficult for you to see like if there's a lot of rust or other things on it.
And if we bust it open and just let it close itself.
So the way that it looks is it's kind of like if you think about a city grate, what I'm picturing is a
storm drain.
Not so well, more like but like one of the ones in the middle of the street. So it's round and it's got a metal cover, but instead of a solid cover, there's grating. But there's not like necessarily a lock, but it looks pretty heavy. It looks like solid metal, That's also been, who knows if it's rusted or whatever, to where it's sitting in.
Anyone have prestidigitation?
I mean, yes. I have minor illusion.
Well, prestidigitation can be used to clean it.
Yeah, I need someone to say something. Or do something.
I heard someone say yes to the prestidigitation.
It's Bara, I think.
Yeah, it's verbal. Okay. He's gonna cast prestidigitation as quietly as she can.
So the dust seems to become even drier and just sort of rain down on anybody who's Belvar, maybe who stood next to it, kind of like a cloud of dust comes. And as now that it's much cleaner, you can see that the back of the grate seems to be in better condition, but the front especially seems to have a bit of rust on it. But again, no lock or anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, this is gonna be a case of violence, I suppose.
Can I just say?
Is how do we?
Yeah. Sorry, just as a reminder, because I know that it's been a while since we gamed, but there was a conversation you had with Opal about the locks being loud, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And she talked about like oiling things to make them quieter, if I remember correctly. Do you remember that part of the conversation?
Yeah.
Yes,
She did suggest something about bringing oil, yes.
Okay, I was just going to put that out there. So, because it is canon, but you guys might have forgotten.
And yeah, Thelvar has the oil.
Okay.
So, rummages in its coat. Here's my lantern oil. And here you go, Clue. And this should hopefully loosen the grate a little.
I mean, guess we can try.
So what are you going to do?
We're just gonna like try and pop it out of the grate and just pour the oil on top of the grate.
All
just
right.
like try to get the rusty bits off.
Yeah, you can do a sleight of hand if you'd like, or an acrobatics. Trying to think of anything else that you could use that you could pull that off with.
I'll just sleight of hand, I guess.
Oh yeah, you're able to snake your hand through the grating easily and drizzle some actually pretty accurately right along the seams of where the grate meets its casing, if you want to call it. I'm going to call it a casing because I don't know what the official term is. To the point where you start to see it running down underneath, like this the gap where it's sat. So you can see parts of still a bit more dirt because the prestidigitation was really more in the front. So some more dirt and grime and rust also runs out, drips down a little bit.
That should make things a little more easy.
Who's gonna try and just jiggle it a bit just to see if it came loose?
Yeah, if you want to, you can do an athletics check, or I guess if you wanted to try a little bit of acrobatics, I'm trying to think that would also be a possibility.
I mean, athletics is the most logical one, even if it's the one I'm trash at. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe with athletics or acrobatics.
Mara can laugh at me again.
To try to Mara, sort of twist on it or something.
Mara looks at Clue and goes, "Do you want me to do it again?"
Yes.
That's what it does.
All right, so Mara, what are you gonna do with this grate? You just gonna open it up, or what are you doing?
Yeah, Mara's just gonna open it up and I might have to roll multiple things here.
Okay, well first, yeah.
Okay, so I want to open it up, but I want to open it up as quietly as I physically possibly can.
Okay, so first let's do a strength check, because it seems to make sense that that would be the first. You're going to actually try to lift it, get a sense of how heavy it is.
So not an acrobatics.
So in this case, if you're just going to push it, well, I mean, if you want to try, yes, because I gave it for Clue, I'll also give it to you if you want to try to maneuver your body and twist it. Nailed it. Yeah. I'm going to actually, because of that, you can roll stealth to do it quietly, and I'll let you do it with advantage because of your crit, or for getting basically the highest score possible. And you don't even need it. Right.
Nice.
You physically could not get a higher score than that, so nicely done. Yeah, like a warm knife through butter. Mara just sort of like, uses her back and kind of like heaves in the center of it, and it just sort of lifts like a cake that's been perfectly, greased in the pan as it slides out of the molding. And yeah, you can like just sort of, she walks up and just has this grating kind of like balanced on her shoulders and her back as she's just like, can like step up into the room.
You're welcome.
Good job, Mara.
All right. So when you get up there, I'm going to point out that these hashtag things here, I'm going to say are beams in the room. What do you call those?
Mm-hmm.
Columns.
Yes, thank you. God, I'm losing my English. And as you can see from where the yada yada is placed, the grating is placed, you can basically just sort of like have maybe one person stand and not be seen dead on from like, if someone were to walk in the room. There might be if they weren't looking for you, they probably wouldn't see you. So I'll call it 3/4 cover there when you get up. And as you stand up, yes, these two people in their cells, they don't say anything, but they both kind of come to the front of their prison cells, which are just bars that run from the ceiling to the floor, and look at you, but they don't say anything.
Mara, so they can see Mara as she's standing there.
Yes.
Okay. Mara, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use let's see. Can I do a charisma check? Or how do I
What would you like to do? And I can help.
Not do that.
Yeah, tell me what you'd like to do and I'll tell you what you need to roll.
She wants to like puts her fingers to her lips and kind of does like a saucy wink.
Okay.
To just kind of be like, shh, don't say anything. I want to do charisma, but I don't know.
You want to do, I'll let you do persuasion, but because you obviously have the capacity to break these people out of prison and they're inclined to, like hope for the best, I'm going to let you do it with advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a persuasion. Persuade them to be quiet.
Okay. Computer is having a fit here. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. No, I don't want to do it that way. Ah!
But you had advantage.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, God.
So there's a woman over here, a white woman, and there's like a white guy, and there's also like a black guy, and then this is Opal over here, and I think this guy is like actually I'm not quite sure if that's a man or I'll say they, because it seemed kind of gender neutral of like Middle Eastern descent. But anyway, so as you kind of put your kind of moving the grate off your back carefully so that you can set it down without making any noises, and put your finger to your mouth, and the woman pirate nods and she looks across to the pirate man and she makes the sign, and then you see him look over, and someone else's hand comes and seems to be lifting a thing to their mouth, and then this person also does the same. So they seem to have a communication system worked out with across the cells.
Awesome.
I may be misremembering, but I thought Opal was the one in the middle.
Swap sides? Yeah, I can do that.
No, I thought Opal was this one here in the middle of the 3.
I kind of thought that they had the pirates sort of all clustered together, like that way, and had her on the end, because these 4 are like a group. So
I mean, you in charge. You do it however you want.
Yeah, I
was just like, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, the thing is, I'd only put these icons on today, so maybe in your imagination, that's fine. Like, but I don't remember actually having tokens on the map last time for this.
Yeah, we didn't have tokens.
Yeah. So, but if it helps with if you feel like a slight dysphoria because she's in the wrong cell, there you go.
That's why.
There you go. She's better. That's better for you. All right. Yeah, so everyone seems to be keeping stum, I should say. Stum.
Mara smiles and just kind of waves everybody kind of in, like, coast is clear, but very bad at it. Because I don't know how to use words anymore.
It's okay.
Well, I guess Perry's going to scramble up so he can get to work on the dolls.
All right, you're going to be trying to be quiet?
Yes.
I will need a stealth check then.
Oh,
as you're going up, there's some of that stuff, the oil, has actually dripped down, and you end up sliding down one of the steps and making a bit of a noise that kind of echoes. So go ahead, and Mara and Perry both give me perception checks. Okay, so
wow.
Perry, you don't hear anything, but you're also still in the tunnel. Mara, you can hear the, and it wasn't that loud, but depending on where the guards were, so you listen out, and you don't hear. You listen for a few seconds, but nobody seems to react.
I assume all of us in the tunnel heard this as well.
Yeah, I kind of figured the way that it is there's you can stand like 2 or 3 across, and I kind of figure the lot of you are sort of in a semicircle at the bottom of the stairs as people are going up one by one. Is kind of how I'm picturing it. So he would have gotten like pretty close to actually getting out into the floor when he slipped and caught himself. So he only went down like 1 rung. He did. But yeah, your
all I'm
hands are
hearing
full of
right
crap.
now is somebody fire Perry out of the torpedo tube.
Right. So
I have +10 on stealth. And that happens.
The dice are cruel. The dice are cruel.
Have any of you watched Down Periscope?
Yes, but it's been many years.
Because that's like that scene right there is freaking what Buttman farting in my head. Like that is the scene right there. That's what just happened, and that's what my brain is just like. Let's launch freaking Perry out of a tube.
All right.
In response to this, Hibara thinks it's probably time to be sneaky, so she will cast Pass Without a Trace.
Ah, okay.
On herself. Start that up in the next hour.
Earlier.
Nice. All right. So
She regrets that.
right.
Each
So
creature
I would
you
say,
choose. So basically, everyone in your party, right? There's no max for the number of people who
Yep.
affected?
There is no max.
That
so
is that's OP. But yeah, that's nice. No, man.
You have to be within 30 feet of her. So
Okay, you could still get
there is
like
a limit.
15 people.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah.
Like
If you don't think for 1 second that this is not going to be extended to these prisoners,
oh, right.
tripping.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. I tip my cap to that. Very well done. All right, so now, Perry, you're able to climb up without any other further problems, and you also, yes, are you going to be going up yourself then, Hibara? Where are you going to be keeping people quiet?
Probably go up the next, because that way then everyone will be in range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where is that? There it is. 30.
Yep, you're fine. I know we're gonna have to like make the effort to do this, but this is going to be more just because of the mechanics, not because I doubt you're not gonna make your checks in the next hour. So.
Oh no, yeah.
All right.
I also like hearing the numbers because they're ridiculous right now.
Sorry, Hibara, you're also on the ground floor there, and with Perry. Perry, what do you do when you get to the top?
Perry's going to take out his flask of oil and go around putting some into each lock.
Ah, okay. That's fine. I'm not going to make you roll
sleight
for
of
that.
hand?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and do it? But it's being an incredibly low skill check. I mean, you could roll a 4. Who knows? But probably not. No, not with a 7. You can't. Oh yeah, you're fine. You're able to because you have an expertise in this. You know that if it gets too much in there, it will end up making it very difficult to catch the pieces of metal that you need to. So not only do you do it very well with that roll, but you also are very judicious in trying to balance between having enough to get the rust out, but also not making it too difficult to work with. And none of the locks that you have put oil on will have any disadvantages when people try to pick them. So nicely done.
Yay.
All right.
I think it would be a good idea at this point to have Thelvar stay in the tunnel and just be viewing through Aloysius's eyes. So,
yes. Now, can you tell me, with flies, is there perception benefit on visuals? I know, like, for instance, wolves get hearing and smell. So for the housefly, can you tell me so I can know, like, what information they'll pick up and when?
I would assume it'd be visuals because with flies, they have the compound eyes on the side of their heads, which essentially more or less gives them like a 180 vision. They also see in slow motion as well, so, which is why it's difficult to swap them. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, you're okay with advantage on perception checks related to vision, but nothing else?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's been now, I'm gonna say, about 5 minutes for you guys to like move the grate, get up, get Perry up, get Hibara up, and start and oil the locks. So can I please have a perception check from Aloysius? Oh, and also, can you tell me where they have put themselves, just so?
Yeah, they're basically on this corner wall here.
Okay.
So they can see down each of those 3 passageways.
Right. So about here. So their line of sight is kind of to there, and to there. So 20 feet, 40 feet, and then if they turn around, they can see like up into that corridor back there. Okay. All right.
Well, that's the thing with the compound eyes, side of the head, dealy, they don't need to turn around, but yeah.
Yes, yeah, I'm just looking where their line of sight is, because as you can tell, it's a circuit, it's a round thing. So that was just what I wanted to clarify. All right, yeah, at this point, they don't see anything coming down any of the corridors. Right, yep. Yes. What else? But it's been 5 minutes, and you remember it was like about 7. So, Perry is up atop. Hibara is up on top. Is that
Mara is on top?
Oh yes, you've got the grate.
I'm still holding the fracking grate.
Well, no, you set it down. You're stood next to it.
Okay, I was like, why am I still holding the grate?
No, you set it. You set it down. You kind of slid it off and set it next, very quietly onto the ground.
Awesome.
Okay, so Perry, you have oiled all of the locks.
So, does this mean we can start picking them?
It does.
I mean,
yes.
Perry can take the right, Clue can take the left, or up and down, I guess.
Right, so where are you guys going? So Clue, you're going to go up as well? Okay, can I get a stealth check from you, please?
Without trace, me feeling that would be very embarrassing.
Yeah, 23. Yep, you're fine. So you're also able, this just seems to be a little bit softer in this room. Like everything seems a little quieter with Hibara around for some reason. And yeah, you're able to get up to the top. All right. Go ahead and who wants to go where?
I guess Clue does bottom, Perry does top.
Okay.
We're the two who know how to pick locks.
Yeah, can I actually have you guys go ahead and get your character icons from your sheets and drag them on? Because the way that we're going to do this, I've decided, because I am the god of this world, this is kind of going to be like an unusual skill check. So normally when you do a skill check, you have to pass or fail, and you have to do so many. Here, what it's going to be is I have a DC check in my head for the locks, None of them will have disadvantage because Perry did such a good job with the oil job. But how well you roll will determine how quickly you're able to do it. So if you get a really high roll, I'll say, okay, it only took you 30 seconds to do that lock. But if you, let's say, roll really low, it might take you 2 minutes to open it. Okay, so, yes. And can I also get another perception check, this time with the advantage for visuals from Aloysius? There's shadows moving now. They can see that there are shadows approaching from the circuit, and this time it's been. I'll go ahead. Can you give me an intelligence check just to see if you've been, Thelvar, kind of been paying attention? Yep, it's actually 10 minutes. It took the first time Aloysius waited, it was like 7 minutes, but this time, from start to finish, when you made that mental note, it's more like a 10-minute circuit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming.
Thelvar tips his head up the shaft and kind of stage whispers up to Mara, "Gods are coming."
Motherfucker, son of a bitch. All right, guys, let's wrap this up. Like in her best quiet stage whisper she can physically muster.
Clue just goes invisible.
Okay. Are you casting like a lesser invisibility?
Casting invisibility.
Okay.
Yeah, just normal
normal
invisibility.
Yep. Okay.
R is lizard.
All right. You wild shaped into a lizard.
Yep. And she's just gonna boot right into the cell.
Ah. Okay. Yep. With Opal. Yep.
Yep. With Opal.
Okay.
Gods. I don't know what to do with Perry now.
He probably wants to hide.
Yeah. I'm just going to try and go back to the grate and hide.
All right. Go ahead and give me another. So are you going to hide? Are you going to climb down into it? Or are you just going to because Mara is also stood there. So.
Perry's going to climb down. So indicate for Mara to follow.
Just hide behind this one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already hiding. Like
That's
the only.
fine.
Yeah. You still get the Hibara plus 10. So go ahead, give me a stealth check.
Yay, minimum 21.
Nice. Yeah. Bam.
Yeah, 34.
This time you're like the wind. You're entirely silent as you move down the steps. And you've got your hands clean now. And you also know you can identified areas where it's easier to grip on so you don't slide. After a few more a minute, as you guys are sort of moving away, all of the prisoners move away and then go back in their cells and lie down when they can start to hear the footfalls of the guards coming. So they all just sort of do sit on the floor or lie in their beds or do push-ups or something, as if they were just hanging out, not watching a jailbreak happen around them. Right, who is still in the room?
Mara.
Okay, yep, and Clue. And
I am invisible.
Yes, so you can't be noticed. So what I'm going to say is Mara, I need a stealth check from you to see. You've got 3/4 cover, so you already get I'll give you a +2 on that. And you're also still within Hibara's rule, so you get a +10 on your advantage. But if you're going to stay in the room, they have at least an opportunity to see you. So go ahead and give me a roll.
17 enough.
We're about to find out.
The +2.
Yeah, it is 19. So. All right. So yes, as you're stood there, you're pressed against the cold, kind of clammy column stone, Mara, and you can hear the footsteps getting louder and louder. You hear the door open, and the 2 guards this time walk in, and they count off 1, 2, 3. One of them counts 4, 5, and the other one says 5. Check. Like, yep. Look around and turn around, walk out of the room, shut it behind them, and lock it. Your 10 minutes starts now.
And time to start opening these locks.
Bar lets out a sigh of relief. Whew, that was close.
Perry takes that slice as a sign to climb back up and start working.
Okay, so I'm going to say it will take you guys each, Perry, you'll get a minute to get back up the grate and get going. So if you want to start Clue, go ahead and give me your sleight of hand. Are you using your tools?
I mean, thieves,
so you get your proficiencies?
Yeah, just using thieves tools.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
26.
You basically only need like half a minute to do that first lock. It's like it was meant to be opened by you. Just slides. and the way that Perry's oiled it, it's like, again, like a knife through butter. You just immediately get in there, not a sound, click. All right. So that took Perry a minute. You already got 1 lock open. Go ahead. And what would you like to do next? Where do you want to go?
Walk to the next lock.
Okay, is that the one with the pirate?
Mm-hmm.
And you're on the bottom, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And give me another roll.
Okay. For 26.
Yeah, again, you've got good things to work with. You've got good tools and you've got a good lock. So you're like starting to feel a little bit competitive. Like you can maybe get through them all before. So, all right, Perry, that was a minute. So it's now your turn. You can go ahead and give me a roll with your thieves' tools. Yeah, you're fine as well. You get it. You're like, you see like Clue and you're like, oh gosh, am I going to be able to be that fast? But yeah, you can see exactly why he's so quick, because of the oil. It just pops it out right away. So yeah, 1 minute 30. I'll go back to Perry. So you can also, if you want to go with the next one. Yep. Go ahead and give me a roll. Yeah. Again, only takes you a little bit of time. You guys are flowing through these. Okay, so 2 minutes in, and then I guess there's the last one between you and Clue. Do you guys want to work together on that one?
I mean, teamwork makes the dream work.
In which case, if you need it, you can roll with it.
Okay, you just
Great, like I did.
move so we're off each other.
So whoever rolls, if you need it, the other one can give you advantage.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got +10, so.
Yeah, yes, you have expertise. I don't.
All right, you want to just roll again twice so we know your advantage. Just take the highest one. Okay.
29.
Yep. All right, you manage. These guys work like professional bank robbers. It's almost scary to watch them just sort of step up to the cell doors, put in their thieves' tools, click, 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 turn, and then gently open up the cell door.
Quick comment, nobody saw Clue open any locks because he is currently invisible.
Correct. Suddenly the doors are
just feels a presence really moving.
No, a little more to the left. All right. So at this point, none of the pirates have said anything. They're quite happy to have you break them out. But as the doors open, the woman here steps out and sort of points at the corner where they have the bedding, and she can't see you, Clue, and Kabara is a lizard, so she signals to you to come over, Perry.
And he's going to walk over.
All right. She's going to go on where her bedding is and kind of lie down on it and put the blanket over, and then get out of it and try to arrange the blanket. And you can see that there's no thing there. It's just it's not very puffed up. like kind of throws her hands up. She's not saying anything. She's just using body language for all of this. And then looks at you and nods, like kind of like questioning to see if you understand.
So she pointed to the corner of the
cell.
Hey. Yeah. Sorry. I get it. Perry gets the idea that she's wanting to make it look like they're all still in their cells.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll insight. I guess I could have had you do that too.
And
yeah, that's the impression you get, is that she's basically saying, like, what are we gonna do to cover us? Like, they're gonna see we're gone.
I mean, I automatically notice in the morning. It seems like a minor issue. Just whenever the guards check, they're going to check. It's not like we're walking out of the prison.
Okay.
Going through the park.
Yeah, but there is the difference between them finding out in 10 minutes' time or 8 hours' time.
I mean, yes.
And technically it's now 8 minutes' time.
Tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, that little exchange took about 30 seconds, so 7.5.
Is there anything in this
way to make them look like they're asleep?
Are you guys having this conversation in the prison cell, or you want to go?
I mean, things we can't really have the conversation while we can't talk. So, Clue can't even gesture at the exit because he's invisible.
Yeah.
He's just aggressively, invisibly miming at the grate.
Yeah, so you saw
Perry's
these.
Just going to. Mm-hmm. Perry's going to indicate for them to run to the grate and then have a look around to see if there's anything in there he can use to try and make it look like there's people still here.
Okay, you can go ahead and give me an investigation or a perception check. You can either kind of look around or you can dig around. Ain't shit. It's a prison cell.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they basically have
laundry or anything.
No, they've got a bucket. They've got like a sort of a crappy mattress and a pretty dodgy blanket.
I guess they're just going to book it and hope.
Okay.
Book it and hope.
I have questions.
I have a mattress. Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty flat straw kind of, like, basically it's a straw with a burlap cover, like flattened out. But you're not up there to see it. So.
But it would still be fairly compressed. So if you cut the mattress open
and if you were up there, you could tell them that.
Yeah, but
Well, they got 7.5 minutes. They can get back into the tunnel and say there should be. So can we make it look like they're still in their sets?
All right. So do you want to are you going to be ushering people down the grate? Is that what you're going to do? Let's get a decision here. Okay. So you kind of wave for all of them, and they all follow your lead. I mean, you're breaking them out of prison. They're not going to ask too many questions. Yes, and I will have them roll, but they all get a +10. I'll just do this over here by hand. Thinking around 1, 2, 3, 4.
If Habara Lizard made like toddler up motion, would Opal have picked her up?
Yes, Opal right now is like basically saying, "Do you know the guards come every 10 minutes?" And okay, well that's good. You got a +10.
Okay, then yeah, just for simplicity's sake, Habara will be on Opal's head.
Okay.
I think that's my favorite part of all of this.
Yes. Opal is like totally down. She was hoping you'd come back so she could like say, "Oh, the routine, the rota is like every 10 minutes," but you never came back. But she was very excited to see gooseberry delivering lizard, who's obviously a druid, show up again. Give her shit.
Or maybe it was just a very considerate lizard. Who knows?
Okay. Hold on. Okay, I need to do a check here. All right. So one of the pirates rolled a 13. And as they're walking down, they end up like losing their balance because nobody had a chance to tell them about the oil. And they land quite heavily. It's not so much that like they have any armor to make any noise, but when they landed, they did kind of let out a yelp.
That was a 13 with the 10.
That was they rolled a 3.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, they rolled a 3. Like I was like, oh, that was the and so I rolled the guards, and one of the guards was rolling with disadvantage because of how far away they were. He still got a 7. So yeah, Aloysius, you can have Aloysius do a perception check, but it's gonna be based on hearing because you're still a good like 6 minutes. You know, they're like almost equidistant, so they're not going to be able to see.
That's 14 then.
Yeah, they lost the sound of the footsteps, so they can't really tell whether there's been a change. Kind of like when they get far enough away, you can't hear the footsteps until they come back around because they're not very sensitive on hearing, so they don't notice any difference. But y'all know that they fell down and yelped, so for whatever reason. Okay, but everyone else manages to make it down. And so, yes, that is when the woman pirate comes back up to you, Perry, and says, if we don't have some kind of camouflage, they're going to be after us in minutes. We could maybe buy an extra 10 if we find some way of making it look like we're still in our cells and we've just gone to sleep.
Yeah, but if we get over the cord...
Presumably we brought the extra clothes from the chests on the way through, because we did discuss doing that last session. Yeah, because Opal told us about getting a change of clothes.
Oh! Didn't we grab the change of clothes?
So they get changed, like their old clothes.
And Mara does have... I don't know where she keeps all of her shit in this dress.
I thought we established it was in her hair.
Oh, right, it is in her hair. All of her shit is in her hair. She does have
quarterstaff, all in the hair.
Yep, all in the hair. She has a set of traveler's clothes.
All right.
In her hair.
In her hair.
So you do you want us to get changed right now, right here?
I will, Kristi, I will point out, if this like affects Pirate Lady's opinion, that she has the potential to have noticed that they don't leave any footprints.
Oh, okay. At the moment, they haven't looked enough at the floor to be able to see that, but they have noticed that it feels a little quieter around the cells than normal. They can kind of hear a little bit better. All right. So what are the pirate ladies like? So do you want us to change our clothes right now? Is that what you're saying?
That's all you guys hear from up above. Like Mara's still kind of like hanging out.
Okay.
Like waiting to put the grate fracking back.
I mean, Clue's just gonna go, there's a rope over there. If we get over that rope and we cut it, we're out. Like, we're wasting time. Maybe getting some more time, but once we're over that rope, we're basically out of here.
Yeah, we should just go down, put the grate back, and hope they get really, really confused. Besides, we're not leaving any tracks.
Okay, so, is that what you guys want to do? Can I just make a dash for it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before Mara, you have to like sort of set the grate down. You kind of climb halfway, so it's going to be a little bit more dicey to get it back on quietly than it was to get it off, because before you just had to lift. Now you got to drop it in place. So go ahead and give me an athletics check, and then we'll do stealth. Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult, but you managed to line it up Go ahead and yes, you can do it with stealth because you've got Hibara, so I think you'll be okay. But go ahead and give me a stealth check just to see what the number is. So an 18. Let me do some rolls.
This spell is so overpowered, but also thank God.
Yeah. Although I did remember I should have re-rolled that one because I've got the lucky trait.
Oh, you do, don't you? Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
Better story this way.
Much better story.
You are able to fit the grate back in place. And so all of your prisoners are there. They're still in their prison clothes. And you guys are making your way back into the passageway. So let's go back there. Okay.
Thelva recalls Aloysius.
Yep. Okay. Aloysius comes flying down the hallway, and comes in and sits right on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I guess. Well, okay. We don't necessarily have to bring all the pirates over. There's 4 of them, so we can just have them roll. All right. So all of you are lined up there, and who is going to go across first?
I mean, I guess we would try and get the prisoners over first because they're unarmed. If we do need to fight, we can actually do a thing. They can't.
You're sending each of them across?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing we have the pulley system.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they can go one at a time, right? Right. So I'm going to have them do a skill check as well. Hold on one quick second because I do need to go back. I need to check if their characters have any dex things that I should take into account when they are doing their rolls to get across, because it might stop them from dying. So who knows if it might be the difference between right. Nope, that's not the button I wanted. I might got the right one. Select. Nope. This isn't working. Why isn't this working? Let me try one more thing and then I'll stop. Yep. All right. Then we're just gonna move on. Okay. So first pirate. This is pirate. The sort of androgynous person of Middle Eastern descent sort of like steps up, looks quite brave, and is willing to take it on. So they're gonna go ahead and make their way across. Oh, they're not good.
Oh no.
Right. At this point, they end up like somehow managing to get a knot or something worked out, and they can't even move forward. You've got a blockage on your first try.
Well, Barry, I think you're the best at acrobatics. Can you help the guy out?
You?
Mara.
Barry, I think you've got the best acrobatics, I think, or...
Mara does. I have a +5.
On acrobatics?
Yes. Wait, no. Yeah,
I have
a +3 on acrobatics.
I have a
+5 on athletics.
Yeah, I have a
Which I mean is
+4
the
on
same.
Acrobatics. How much does Barry have on acrobatics?
It's 4.
Guess Clue has no reason to risk his own then. As invisible as he is. Mm-hmm. Wait a second, how far is he from us right now?
Well, happily, he basically messed up immediately. So he's, he's far enough out where he can't like just undo it and get back himself. He's about 10 feet over the ledge.
Oh, in that case, I'm just gonna mage hand and you use that to help him untangle.
I was gonna say about using an unseen servant because
I mean,
it flies.
Mage hand doesn't take spell slots.
Mm-hmm. It can do complex tasks. Well, I can summon for an hour, so it's there to help out at any point.
Fair enough.
Okay, can I get just the stats on? I know Mage Hand caps out at 10 pounds. Is there a similar limit to Unseen Servant in terms of weight?
Well, he has a strength of 2, so he's not carrying anyone over.
Right, but
he
he's
should
helping.
be able to. Yeah, he should be able. It should be able to like untangle the knot and keep the line straight as he goes across.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and give me a dexterity roll, see how easily your unseen servant can deal with the problem. It's just for some reason it's taking longer than you think it should. Maybe you need someone to help your unseen servant?
Mage hand, 3 people at the same time trying to fix this goddamn thing.
Mara is just looking at all of you magic users and going, can't I just climb up there and like pick him up and bring him back?
I think Glue actually might have done it.
Yeah. So you went out walking on the rope and you basically like you see the knot at the top and you kind of weigh your center of balance as you lift your foot and you just like take one foot and you kick it while you're bouncing on the other one and kind of holding on to the top ropes because it's a double rope, right? That's the setup you guys got. And it pushes it forward. And you can sort of see where the knot happened and if you with that dexterity roll you can actually kind of like smooth it over a little bit and kind of tie it down so hopefully it won't happen again. And it takes like 2 minutes, but he gets across.
By the way, Chloe's still invisible, so you just saw the rope spontaneously move.
Well, he could kind of
second.
feel the rope. Yeah, he could kind of like. He also saw the door open, and he saw people talking to an invisible voice because you've been having conversations. So he's gotten the hint. Invisible man just kicked his unit. All right, so next pirate is up. Let's see if
Unseen servant brings the pulley system back.
Yep. Okay. Right. Hopefully they'll do a little bit better. Yes. This is the say it's the woman who was talking before. She gets on there next, and she just pulleys herself right across like she's done it a couple hundred prison breaks, and gets off on the other side. And the unseen servant brings it back, and that didn't take 2 minutes. That one.
I mean, in fairness, if they're pirates and served on ships, they should be pretty used to
Yeah. That's why I've given them I've got a little bonus like in my head for that. But that guy just whiffed it, that first one. All right, so the one who goes next is the older guy, and he doesn't do badly, but it's just a little bit creakier. It wasn't quite as fluid, so it takes him a little bit more time. Cross. And the last one is the black pirate dude. Oh, he also has the same problem in that spot where the first pirate who got across did.
Yes, we're gonna go back onto the rope.
The unseen servant fixes it this time.
Yeah, that's right. Between between Clue kind of like hopping on there, he knows how to kick it now, and the unseen servant like giving a push at the right time, gets them both across. So yeah, you got all 4 of your pirates, and now it's going to be Opal's turn. She is going to get into your harness as the unseen servant brings it back, and she takes a while. In fact, as Opal has gotten to the other side, you can hear what sound like whistles. It's been about 6 minutes now since you guys disappeared down the grate, and you're starting to hear shouts coming from behind you.
Small correction. Opal with Hibara on her head.
Yeah. Sorry, she's still got the lizard. Yes. And she's like, hold tight.
So Hibara is now on the other side with Opal.
Now, shit. All of our like bonuses is like that plus 10 bonus is gone.
Yep, stealth. Yeah, but we're not stealthing anymore. So
yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be acrobatics or athletics to get you guys to see how long it takes to get across.
So Clue's just gonna go. Well, no time to waste to get that harness up and down again. So next round, Mara, you take the harness. The rest of us are gonna have to clamber it manually. And then he's gonna get on the rope.
Farah looks at him and goes, "You've whiffed it every single time we've tried to do something like this. You sure you want me to take the harness?"
I have a higher dexterity than you, so yes.
Fine. Okay.
And
thank God.
Yeah, this is normally when the nat ones happen.
and that's how Clue died, hasn't it?
Well, if they only can
Being
see
a
you because you're
dumbass.
still invisible. I mean, I don't know how long does invisibility last. But
It's 1 hour.
oh, okay, yes. So you can like see the rope bounce as he just sort of shimmies his way across. He's the whole thing of like him kicking the pulley system across. He's feeling very confident these days. Right, who's up next?
First.
Sorry, what?
Ladies first.
So what? I get in the harness. So what is that?
So it means you'll have a
low.
lower DC to make your check.
All right. So acrobatics.
Or athletics, because you can also like use your strength, really draw on that skill.
There we go.
Yeah, you make it across, no problem. Woof, 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 woof. Yep, just pop off, like just hop off on the other side, undo the harness. No problem.
Perry's going to go.
Okay. Oh, yes. As you're going over, you, because you're, what is your race again?
Like halfling.
Yeah, you really like. It's not real. This hasn't really been built for you. You're really stretching in order to get to the bottom and the top, and at some point your hands just get kind of greasy. And yes, Perry, can I have a dexterity saving throw from you?
Or they could use their lucky trait, or can't they?
It's not one.
It's only ones, yeah.
Oh, but...
All right. Perry is now dangling by his hands. He's really slipped off of the rope quite desperately.
Okay, Rogue's got to save some rogues. Going back onto the rope. Oof.
All right.
The unseen servant got a 15 to help out as well.
Okay, so Perry, I'm gonna have you do another. I'm gonna have you do a dexterity roll, not a save, but a roll. But I'll let you do it with advantage because you've got Clue helping you and the unseen service to help kind of back you up as well. All right, 19. So with their help, and then Clue also can be there, because it's ridiculous that Clue is quite comfortable walking on this thing, and you really have to stretch. So he stays and helps you. It's biggest bias, he's and helps you across. Yes, tall privilege.
How far was all this happening?
About halfway across.
Okay, I don't think Kabara can see that in lizard form.
You probably not.
Lizard form's only 30.
No. Also, she's like probably like playing in Opal's hair or whatever, crawling around her shoulder, like going in her current beard because she looks like one of the guards. Yes. And then is that everybody? Or someone still have to come across?
Thelvar needs to cross.
Yes. 14. Yeah. It's you make it across, but it does take you you get a little bit of woozy when you get to sort of the center. You make the mistake of looking down, and the ground kind of goes a little bit vertigo, and you have to kind of close your eyes. Yes. Oh, my stomach! Don't look down. Just look over, and you look over at your friends, and you just focus on getting back to the members of your party, and they're there to greet you and help you step off onto the safety of not dangling over a crevice or a cavern that will surely kill you. All right, and yes, you and your pirates are all on the other side now, and there is more and more noise coming.
Should we burn the rope and then cut it so they really don't know where we were?
I mean, you guys can run. Clue can do that while he's invisible, so we're less likely to, be caught.
That makes sense.
So you guys, Clue's gonna yell you guys to run and then start cutting the rope.
Don't forget to set it on fire so it burns so they don't see where it started.
I've got a tinderbox, so I can cut rope and put it on fire.
Okay.
Or the unseen servant could go over and untie it from the other side.
That could also work.
It was, if you remember,
ravine.
Mara had to like bang it in those with like 18s to get it stable enough to.
Yeah. I mean, it would be untying the knot to the piton, not necessarily pulling the entire thing out.
Yeah, fair enough. That would work then. I was just thinking about
that was the side that we're on now. The close side to the jail was with Hibara. She smashed her thumb.
Oh right, yes.
Yeah.
Mara did the ones on the freedom side, not the prison side.
Yeah, that way we can take the rope with us.
I mean, yeah, we can do that. But we'll do that when the rest of the party's out of sight and Clue can just haul out with the rope.
All right. The who's leading the way?
Mara's taking the back just in case.
I guess Perry's leading the way.
And Thelvar and Clue are coming dead last because Thelvar's got to control the unseen servant.
Yep. Okay. So Gorko waited for you while you guys did the prison break, and he is also going to join you guys as you go back up. So are you heading straight back to the main entrance? Are you stopping off? What's the plan?
I assume we want to quickly go to one of the side rooms and have everybody change, so harder to recognize.
Yeah.
And after that, we leave.
Okay, yeah, you go in. You have the changes of clothing and whatnot. They take off their prison garb, I should say. Opal kind of like looks at the people in your party and then like looks at Thelvar, and Thelvar, suddenly you're standing next to a mirror image of yourself. So Opal's like, sorry, I just need another face to get out here. That guard is pretty well known. I don't want anyone mistaking me, and you guys are strangers, but I'll pick another face as soon as I can, okay?
Fair enough.
Right, the pirates, the woman pirate, and he kind of comes over and says, thank you? I mean, who are you people? And I mean, thank you for rescuing us, but I'm Captain Jane. This is my crew. Did we know you? Were you hired by someone to help us?
We were helping a friend, and we thought we'd just help you along the way too.
Well, she kind of looks at her crew and says, you offer them a ride if they ever need one, I think. And the crew kind of look back at her. She's like, these are my officers. And yes, if you ever need a ride somewhere and you can find the Black Pearl, you can ride with us for free. Captain Jane?
Nope. 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 Mara, like the second Mara hears Black Pearl, she's like off somewhere else. No. Been there, done that. Got a T-shirt. Fuck no. Nope.
I thought you liked pirates, Mara.
I love pirates. Don't get me wrong, but not fucking with the Black Pearl. Fuck that shit. Moving on. Nope. No offense against you, Pirate Jane. You look like lovely people. But nope. Black sails, nope. And then like all of a sudden she slowly is deteriorating into like, no. Why is the rum gone? No.
Maybe you're thinking of a different ship, Mara.
Nope. It was Black Pearl. No.
I mean, the Black Pearl isn't that original of a name. It's like, sea thing, pirate thing, combine them. Black Pearl.
Yeah, there was
Probably
also the White
boats with
Pearl
that
and the
name.
Black Pearl, and there was a whole fleet of us before.
Black Pearl Wars, where 10 pirate ships fought over the name.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was a drinking contest I won, she says.
Well, if you should ever find yourselves in Waterdeep, you can come see us. We run a bar there up in the North Ward known as the Old Haunt. We would love to see you there.
Yeah, I don't think we have any outstanding warrants in Waterdeep. We might actually make it there sometime. All right, well, the Old Haunt, what part of town are you in?
It's in the North Ward. Pulls out the case, flips it open.
Fancy.
Here's a business card.
Oh, wow. very fancy. Captain Jane takes that and like looks at it and says, "Okay, so how do we get out of here?"
Well,
Yes,
that's quite simple. For the front door.
Well, that front door is technically the stairs that go up to the grate.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but yeah, up the ladder.
Okay.
Well, the wishes goes up first just to make sure there's no one around for us to get out.
And yeah, before like the official guy's clue is one, gonna stop being invisible now because just feels necessary at this point, and you're just gonna get okay. As soon as we're out of here, we like go in different directions. Okay, just make sure that if the guards find one of us, they don't suddenly find all of us.
When Aloysius flies up through the grate, they can see like most of the park, especially around you, is normal and dark. But for some reason, there are like fire eaters and fire jugglers. Some sort of like a performance group is set up pretty close to like where the water is, and so all of the people who are like anywhere near their eyes are attracted to that particular event, and they're all kind of like they're sort of like walking with so that you're not really in their line of sight. They're kind of walking toward that performance being put on by the water.
There's a parade going on. That would be a good place to mingle in.
Yep. Time to get out of here. Look alive.
All right.
I will also say that while this conversation was happening, Hibara climbed down off of Opal and is now at Clue's feet, making the up motion.
Opal's like,
he's just gonna like
sad.
crouch down and put his hand next to her.
He's up on your shoulder then.
Opal comes
He's just
over.
gonna pet her head.
Yeah. Opal completely ignores Clue and walks over to Hibara and also kind of like offers to pet your little lizard head and your little lizard scruff under your chin.
We shouldn't do anything. Just accept this.
All right, so Opal is you guys right now. I take it like the pirates went up first, or is everyone going to be up in the grass? Because Opal's like, hey, I'm gonna book as soon as we make it to the surface. But I told you I would tell you where things were if you got me out of prison, and you have. Oh, by the way, you got any money for me to get by initially, get out of town? I think I talked to. She looks around. Perry. She like looks at you and it's like, talk to you about like a ditch kit.
I mean, we have some clothes and I've got like 10 gold on me if you want that, but I'm gonna eventually want that shit back.
Oh, believe me. When you pick up my stuff, like I said, I promise you half of what I got in this same place where I've got Omen stuff, and the other lady I owe money, or who's I'm holding stuff for too.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So what I did was, do you guys, know the Hall of Knowledge in town? Maybe.
How far do we know the Hall of Knowledge in town?
I'll put you. Which map is better? Let me see. Is this map better? Does it have the names of things? No, I think the other one is better. I'll move it over here.
Still got scribbles on.
Yeah, it's still got scribbles on it for where the thing was. Yep. Yeah, this is the House of Knowledge down here. I think you guys have been by it. It's like a big castle-y kind of thing. She's like, okay, well, what I did was I assumed the form of a monk of Ogma, who is worshipped at that temple, and I snuck into the first level basement and I hid everything that belonged to me and Omen and the boss inside a book it's a fake book, and the things it's mostly black diamonds, I'll be honest with you. There are 3 bags there in silk bags. One is Omen's, one is mine, and one belongs to the local mafia. The title of the book that you're looking for is A Lay Person's Book of Common Knowledge. It's in the vault, ground level, over in the knowledge section of the first floor basement. All you need to do is get in there, get the book, and you can, if you can drop it off to a person whose name I'm forgetting that I've got to look up. The mafia lady. I'll look her up in a second. Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. Yep, she'll give you a finder's fee, and we'll be even. And then if you can, my stash is in. So Omen's is in a black bag.
No.
Oh, mine's in a red silk bag, and the other one is in a blue silk bag. So if you just return the blue, take the black and the red, and half of what's in there is yours. Unless I die on my way trying to find you guys, in which case you get to keep all of it. But give me a year to try to find you. All right? You just said that you're in Waterdeep in the North Ward at Ye Old Haunt? Da? Okay.
Yes.
Then that's where you'll next see me. And I'll pay you back the 10 gold pieces. She says with a smile, which is kind of weird because it's also Thelvar smiling in a way Thelvar doesn't smile at you, Clue. Because Opal looks like Thelvar now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, has Thelvar never smiled at me? I mean,
not in a kind of,
this one's probably
is that the kind of relationship you have?
flirty
freaky.
way.
Flirty
Oh.
way.
Oh, hello. Just winks at her. Or them? I don't remember the actual gender.
Okay. Mogul, that's who it is. Return Mogul's assets. Yeah, Opal scurries up and kind of looks around and makes her way as Thelvar. And instead of kind of going toward the crowd to blend in, she just turns and if you were to see her, which you can't because you're underneath the ground still, nobody's popped up yet, then from the party, she just fades into the gloam of the darkness and disappears.
She rolled really high on that still.
Yeah.
See you once again. See you again, stranger.
Yep. Yeah, so another loose end. Who knows when Opal might show up again. Just on a metagaming thing, last night in our game, somebody said something about foot, getting their foot in, and it reminded me of that room with all the feet in it.
Oh, the foot fetish cult.
The foot fetish cult, yes. Which that's
Mara
a big.
got to massage a foot or tickle a foot.
Yeah, you tried to take it home with you.
I didn't try to take it home with me. And that was the way I was attacking it. I wasn't going to attack it in a way.
Tickling it, yes.
I was tickling it, and then it got boring, so I threw it across the room.
Yes. So I was like, oh yeah, I can always pick up on the foot fetish murderer if I need a side quest for the party. You don't have enough of those already. Anyway, it was just kind of random. I was thinking about our foot fetish room.
I don't know if I want to fight that episode.
it's you can go back and listen from the start. It's your first it was their first dungeon. No, it was their second dungeon crawl. Because the first one was to rescue Floon. Well, it was supposed to rescue.
That was that was in attempts to find Floon.
Yeah, you were actually looking for Renier, but then you found Floon instead. No, you had to go rescue Floon, but you did find Renier.
Yes, and that's where we also got Gorko.
Looking for. Yeah, we did find Gorko in the foot cave.
Yeah, that's where his current adopted parent had passed away.
Yep,
twice orphaned. Poor Gorko. All right.
He ended up in Mara's epic bag of holding.
Yeah, where you had multiple bodies stacked up in the basement.
There were so many bodies in that bag.
All right. So yes, Opal's gone. And all the party, including Gorko, are all kind of down at the bottom of the. You guys haven't climbed up yet. You were the last to go. So. You heading up or staying down?
Yep.
Okay. Can I get a just because you're going to try to avoid bringing any attention to yourselves? Everybody going up the stairs can give me a stealth check. Ooh, good.
Oh,
good.
thank God.
Yeah.
All these 30s.
Yes.
And a 15.
Poor Delvar.
All right.
Looks like drunk.
Stealth isn't my strong point.
Yeah, as you're getting up, I'll say, like, as you're trying to put the, get up and move the gate over, you kind of, like, trip in the dark, Thelvar, and end up kind of making a bit of a noise. But you don't necessarily...
Ow.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check. Yeah. Look around. You think you got away with it. Fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine.
It's all fine.
And now all I can see is the meme with the dog with the room on fire. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Yes.
Okay. So as you guys, so you're all on the top. You put the park bench in. There's the pyrotechnic show is still kind of going on down by the waterfront. There's not a lot of people around, but there are some, like people who are hanging around watching it and walking around the lake still.
Mm-hmm.
What would you guys like to do?
So shall we blend in and see the show?
Yeah, well, fuck no. We just had a successful mission.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're not quite done yet, but I could use some sleep, so I'm going back to the inn.
Okay.
But we're done with all we need to do tonight.
Well, yeah, if Barry wants to go sleep, he can go sleep.
Okay. Right.
If Harry wants to make a perception check, Barbara is making a very confused face at him as a lizard.
Oh, that's good.
She's a very confused lizard on Clue's shoulder.
Do you want to do an insight check on to understand a lizard? It could happen. So let's roll. Let's see what happens.
What? Do an insight check. Okay.
Yep, into Hibara's attitude toward you as you're leaving. Yeah, it looks like a lizard's got its head cocked at you, back and forth, just kind of looking at you. All right, Perry, you head back to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are the other people? What are you guys? Some of you expressed some interest in looking at the show, or
Mara goes and watches the show. She's like, I might as well. I look this fabulous.
Right. Okay. Is everyone else then heading over and just going to kind of watch the pyrotechnic show? Cool.
Yeah.
Remind me who went to the tavern in the last
I think
episode.
Clue went alone, I'm pretty sure.
Which tavern?
Where he gave the secret passage information to the local Zent importer.
Yeah, I'm
exporter.
pretty sure he did that. I'm pretty sure he did that alone.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, I need you, Clue, to do me a perception check.
Ooh.
So, the party, you and Mara and Thelvar and Hibara as a lizard on your shoulder, Gorko as well. Gorko's particularly excited to go watch the people play with fire. He thinks this is awesome. And as you walk up, you're seeing there's like two women who human women who are juggling some flaming things back and forth. Like tossing them across a space back and forth to each other, juggling in a group, I guess. And there are also, as you kind of walk up and get to the front of it, someone blows a big mouthful of flammable liquid, and they shoot fire out of their mouth. And as it disappears, and you see dead straight across the crowd, you see Kira looking at you, and she waves.
Waves back.
And she kind of holds out her hands like she's showing off the troop. and kind of like almost like offering it to you and kind of saying, like, kind of gives you a little shrug.
We're just like kind of nods at her, like, not entirely sure what she means, but pretty sure she helped.
By the sounds of it, she organized the parade as a distraction.
Yeah, which is nice.
So as you kind of like like look at her from across this big, from the other side of the crowd, and then she just kind of like lifts off her hand and goes. You see her kind of clap, and she just turns around, and like 3 other women around her just also pivot, like on their heels all at once, and they just, as a click, kind of fade into the darkness.
It sure is mysterious sometimes. I mean the 2 times I've met her.
If you want clue, you can do an insight. If you roll exceptionally well, I'll like.
I mean, I am good at insight.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So when you kind of look at her reaction, and then the fact that like she's got her crew with her, and like she seemed to know exactly where you guys would show up. You think yourself, well, if it was me, I probably would have had us followed to see if we were lying about the secret passage.
Fair enough.
So she probably has been keeping an eye on us once I drew attention to us, and maybe this is her way of
verify.
Yeah.
Fine.
This like this would have been a good way to make sure nobody was looking at the dark spot under the tree that we were mucking about in. So you have a feeling like she kind of considers you guys quits. Like she's done something nice for you now. Yeah, and the rest of the show is
business.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like if future business props up, which is relevant, we'll talk to her again. But yeah, we're even.
Yeah, like in 3 months' time, you guys are going to be in some shit. And you're like, oh, Kira Neverwinter, she's good. I'm like, shit, where is she in the documents? Where is she in my notes? Yeah, and the rest of the show, it's quite a lot of fun. There's some families out, but mostly it's like older people. Some people are kind of getting drunk, and the act performs for like another 30 minutes or so, and they do various and it's mostly just like juggling with things on fire, 2 things on fire, 3 things on fire, 5 things on fire, and a lot of like acrobatics, which end up with people shooting out flammable liquids that they then set on fire. But it's entertaining, and they're a very good group, so you all enjoy the show. And it wraps up, and it's a very dark winter night.
All in all, Clue, I think that was a very successful night.
I mean, that went way better than I imagined it. I kind of assumed we were going to have like 2 impromptu fights and like have at least 1 person die. So this went really well.
Indeed, that's the way it usually goes. Well, I think the package is safe where they are for the time being, so we can leave them there till the final day and pick them up before we leave. So tomorrow maybe the lighthouse?
I mean, not a horrible idea. We do want to watch out because the woman owed money to probably isn't the most patient type, so we probably want to get her stuff. As soon as we have to consider that, but for the rest, should be pretty free right now.
Yeah, as you guys kind of leave the more parky area of the Blue Lake district, and you get closer to where your hotel is, sort of equidistant between the castle you just broke people out of, you can now hear that there's some commotion like happening more around the castle. There's a little bit more traffic, and there's more horses kind of clumping through, and you guys know why. But yeah, you can tell that that there is currently quite a lot of activity and shouting and stuff happening at Castle Never at the moment, as you guys make your way back to the hotel.
If like a guard like runs by quickly, he's just gonna like try and trouble them. They're like, is something going on? I'm kind of worried with all these guards moving out. Did something happen?
No worries, citizen. We are on duty. Just go back to your homes and stay indoors for the rest of the night. Make sure you lock your doors and windows. Be safe. He runs away.
Thanks.
How long was that show?
It was about 30. Like when you guys showed up, it was like another 30 minutes after.
Okay, that means at this point we do not have Pass Without Trace. I've had to use another charge. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. We're not needing to be stealthy now. We're just needing to be.
Oh, I know, but I've been having it as Hibara's Pass Without Trace makes you outlined in black fire, so that'd be a little awkward.
Yeah.
Hello, guard.
This is just what I look
recently.
like, sir.
Ignore the black flames surrounding me like a cartoon character. It's fine.
It's I'm a tiefling. It's just how I am. Okay, I can't help it.
All right, so yeah, you guys get back to the hotel. It's they're still serving the supper meal because it's like not quite. Let's say it's like not quite 9 o'clock yet. So if you want to eat in the dining room, otherwise you can have your food brought up to your rooms because you guys stayed in a suite, correctly? Right, that's my remembering.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed in a very nice suite. So yes, is there anything else? Like if you guys like want to, you can order off the menu. There's roast beef. There's also let's see, wintertime. There's a potato stew with a cream sauce on it because I just made that up. That sounds like a nice winter kind of heavy, stocky food for winter, as well as like a tomato soup and some nice homemade bread if you want something a little bit lighter. You can always, of course, have the assorted wines or beers that they have on tap and have a relaxing evening. If you want to either, like I said, eat in the dining room, or if you want to take it up to your rooms and talk a little bit more, or whatever you want to
do. I mean, we had a successful mission, so I assume we're going to celebrate.
Yeah.
A couple glasses of wine, splurge on the food a bit.
So Perry's back in the hotel, so are you guys going to do this in the bar, or?
Because I have to give some of my gold to Opal.
So are you guys going to party in the downstairs area, or are you going to take the party back up to your suite? But where's Perry, by the way? Is Perry eating dinner in the dining room, or is he upstairs?
Perry will be in the suite.
The suite, okay. So you don't see Perry in the dining room when you guys come back.
Oh, what do we want to do, guys? Drink down here, take back to the rooms?
We should go back to the room.
Perry said he was trying to sleep. Perry said he was trying to sleep, so...
Did he?
If you guys don't mind...
Did he?
Do you think Perry...
That's what he said, but...
Oh, okay. Is Perry doing something else upstairs?
He's not gonna want to disturb him while he's trying to sleep, so...
Perry went back to the hotel to sleep so that the player could actually eat their dinner.
Oh, right. That's where that's with your delicious pork dinner. You could have still eaten your pork dinner and watched the fire show. That would have been fine. But okay. And you still have, yes, a lizard. So if you guys want to, yeah, you can go into the dining room and you're gonna get some ales in, Clue? What are people drinking?
Scotch. For the love of God, scotch.
Hold on.
Scotch.
Let's put a pause on this a second. When Perry gets back, he asks for a lot of mead to be delivered to the room.
A lot of mead or meat?
Mead.
With a D, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, after a few minutes, well, actually, kind of longer than you think it really would take to get mead, they show up with a casket of mead. So they just bill it to the room.
So I'm assuming that would now get communicated to the others.
Well, how are you going to do that?
Would the landlord or bar people tell?
Oh, okay. So you guys get a message from the bartender that, what does your message say?
I've got a few extra mugs.
So there's a note waiting for you as you're starting to like put your orders in. They're like, oh, there's a message for you, Mr. Clue, Mr. Thelvar, Ms. Mara, and I don't see Ms. Ibarra, but and little Gorko. Hello.
Never checked in, remember?
Well, you're still a lizard, aren't you?
Yeah, but she was never there. So she is cheating the system.
Right. Yes, you're the extra guest that didn't pay for the room. Yeah, it's okay. It's a flat.
Exactly.
Yeah, taking it to the man. All right, yeah, and the note says, I've got mugs upstairs. Was it? I've got a few extra mugs?
Yep.
Harry. This is where I need you guys to talk.
Awkward silence.
Mara's enjoying her glass of scotch and not doing anything, watching the rest of you all be fools.
I mean, I don't know what you want from Hibara. She a lizard.
I mean, does the lizard want a sip of Clue's drink?
Clue offers you the drink. Do you put your lizard face in it? Use your tongue?
You know how like little lizards do the little tongue thing where they like taste it?
Yep.
Yeah, that.
So you get a lot of foam.
I don't know what that translates to drinking wise.
So you
like a sip?
Yes. So go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw just to see how much you drank.
What is the lizard's alcohol tolerance?
Lizard's got 0 on con, so it's just a straight roll.
Oh yeah, you kind of like yeah, it tastes pretty good, and you're like drinking it up and get a little foam on your nose, your little lizard nose.
Yes.
You're like Clue. You're like, I think you offered it, thinking you like she'd take a little bit. You're just watching it go down, 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 down. And finally, little lizard Hibara with foam on her lizard nostrils kind of looks up at you and just stares. And like that drunken stare. Like their eyes are a little bit glazed. And she just kind of like leans into your neck a bit for stability. She's gone.
Can she catch on fire?
I don't know. Can you catch on fire?
Yes.
How can... Do you want to catch on fire?
I feel like this would be a moment where she just spontaneously combusts by accident.
Oh God!
All right, so why don't you give me a dexterity saving throw? So
oh no, he just takes 2 points of fire damage.
Well,
he's right next to her.
I'm gonna give him a save to like see the flames and push her, like you could bat her off. So
I mean, I have fire resistance.
Oh, okay. So you got a drunken lizard, then just suddenly, poof, it bursts into flames.
I mean, I take 1 whole damage.
Yep.
Clue just like picks up the lizard, puts it in front of him, and just says, "No, bat lizard, fire out, bat lizard."
When you set her on the bar, she kind of like stumbles a little bit left and right to get her footing, and then looks up at you.
While still on fire.
God.
Can they pour a bit of the wine on her to try and put her out?
You pour your drink or ale on her?
Yep.
I wouldn't do that.
Why are we burning down a bar?
I'm not sure. Would that put the fire out?
No.
It's
a magical
alcohol. Well, I guess it would.
Well, yeah, there is also the alcohol problem.
Yeah, so as she gets like a blue
the
sheen.
guy you did that with, that would be an issue.
Yeah, it's like some of it like sizzles, and some of it drips on the bar counter, and some of it just like woof, it makes a blue kind of whoosh as the alcohol gets absorbed, and the bartender like walks over. Oh, hey, no pyrotechnics in the bar, and she points over, and there's a sign that says like no magical spells, no magical weapons, no charming anybody, or you're out.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I'm just imagining Mara watch all this happen, just not even like really.
Technically, nothing you're doing here is a spell.
It was an accident.
Sorry, you're gonna have to take that outside if you want to use fire.
Glicia's gonna pick up Ibarra.
All right, so you get one more point of damage if you're holding on to her. Where are you taking her?
We doused the fire, didn't we?
Well, I don't think it
With
put
alcohol?
it out. No, I don't think magical fire.
Beer is like 15% alcohol max. It does not catch on fire.
Yeah, and mostly it just
Say that.
dripped. Some of it sizzled off. Most of it dripped on the bar, and then some of the alcohol burned off. But most of it is just hot ale now on the bar around the feet of a burning lizard.
That's delightful.
I mean, she's only going to be on fire for 60 seconds, so...
Okay, so at the end of 60
Tick.
seconds, yes. And now you're stood in soggy, warm beer, ale. And you smell like ale.
I thought Clue picked her up.
Well, he still poured the beer on first, and it's still like...
Yeah.
It's on your feet and stuff. Your tail.
You're just a soggy
Who's
mess.
gonna just pick her up and take her outside until she starts to behave again?
You mean sober up?
Whichever happens first.
All right, so when you
Well,
walk...
I mean, she won't be on fire in 60 seconds, so I feel like you get to the door.
Yeah,
and
she'll
then
be out.
Fine.
I mean, Chloe's gonna take a drink outside because he's not waiting there without a drink.
Wait, he got another drink? I thought he dumped the drink. I thought he dumped his drink on Habara.
I was thinking this is like a really
He's
like a
gonna get a
pint.
second drink before he goes
Okay.
outside.
Uh-huh.
Plus, she's only a
Assuming he's
lizard.
allowed
I don't
to.
think he'd dump his whole drink on her.
You never know with frickin' Clue.
Well, that'd just be wasteful.
True.
Yeah, so now there's also, in addition to a puddle of ale, warmed ale on the bar, there's also an ale-drenched note from Perry that's sat between Thelvar and Mara as they watch the circus.
He has mugs. So I guess we're going upstairs?
I think it might be an idea.
Might be best.
Did you want to
Indeed.
place orders? We've got, tonight we've got potato stew with a cheesy top and home-baked bread, or for something lighter, tomato soup with a rosemary tomato bread. And we also have the roast beef with a side of steamed or roasted vegetables.
I'll just have the soup. I don't need
Which-
the bread.
Okay, the potato or the tomato?
Potato.
Okay. And for you, sir?
I think I will have the beef, thank you.
Okay, and beef. And do you know what your friend who left might want?
He can order when he comes back.
Okay.
Indeed.
And little Gorko, he's like, beef.
I can't. I can't with Corco. I just can't.
I just imagine him, like, picture him eating things really loudly, but also very joyfully. Like,
Yes, that's exactly it. And then every so often, Mara just kind of looks at him and wants to like bop him on the head because like she's one of those people that doesn't like, you know how like if people eat loudly or at a certain like
decibel,
it annoys you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mara's one of those.
But also, it's like he's kind of like your kid, so you know he's like nourishing himself, and he's makes him really happy, which kind of makes it cute. And also, like when you gonna give him that stare, sometimes he'll look at you with his big goblin eyes, and then as he's like looking at you, he'll just burp, and he'll laugh at himself because of the burping noise, and you can't be mad at that.
No, I can.
He's a disgusting little goblin. That's... like, get some gravy on dripping down his chin. He don't care. He's happy as a pig in shit.
You know, the only reason I say that I could be mad at him is because both my idiots decide I have those idiots.
Yep, dogs.
Like I woke up yesterday morning to a pair of my glasses have been eaten.
Oh no. Oh no.
Luckily I have another pair, so it's not like I'm super mad.
I don't remember why, but I was like visiting the house of a friend or somebody, like the aunt of the mother of the person I was dating. You know, it's like sometimes you go to extended family to see people. Mm-hmm. And they had a dog, and the dog had this bad habit. It would go into the laundry, and it would sniff around and pull out dirty underwear and eat the crotch fabric out.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I have lost multiple pairs of underwear that way. I've lost bras that way. Let's see, what else have you guys eaten? Shoes. They like to eat the soles of my shoes.
Yeah. Yep. Everything goes in the mouth. Everything.
Yep, basically. Anything that smells very much like another, like they're human, they'll be like, you must eat. No, God fucking stop.
All right. So those of you place your order and you make your way up, and yeah, Perry's there. He's got mugs and he's got this big cask of something. Sat there. Are you still in your black studded leather?
Yep.
Just chilling.
He's just there at the table, slowly drinking and cleaning his tools. He does not look like he's having a good time.
He's in a mood.
Why is Perry in a mood?
Probably because we spent downstairs fucking around while he was waiting for us.
Probably.
Surprisingly not. But you'd have to ask him.
Perry, why are you in a mood? I don't know why I sounded like that. I'm sorry.
Because I'm remembering my last prison break.
Were you in the prison?
No.
Yeah. And buck up, chum. Mara's like, I don't care. Like, that's the amount of care like you're gonna get out of Mara, is just buck up.
Yeah, Delver's there too,
just
right?
Celebrate getting this one right.
Yep. No one's dead.
Indeed. A resounding success.
Gorko,
definitely better than the last one.
Gorko walks up to you, and he's
glad to hear it.
His big eyes are looking very concerned, and he comes and he lays a little green hand.
Was the show good?
It was fairly impressive.
So yeah, So Gorko, Perry, kind of walks up to you, and his eyes are like, filled with concern as he's like listening to you, and he kind of like lays his little green goblin hand on your hand, and he said, "Did you lose someone the last time you went into a cave? I know what that's like."
It wasn't in a cave, but yes, I lost a lot of people.
That's horrible. I only lost one person, and I felt like I wanted to die. And he comes over, he like kind of hugs your thigh, like sort of like at your waist level.
Aren't they the same size?
Well,
are they?
A halfling and a goblin, little, I think a little bit smaller, and also Perry's on a chair.
And Gorko's baby.
Yeah. I still have something to remember the people I lost by. Do you have something to remember them by?
Oh, and
I'll show you when we get back to the haunt.
Okay. I'll show you when we'll show it together. Yeah, so Clue and Hibara are outside getting... Well, Hibara's already drunk. Clue is knocking back his ale. Beautiful night, feeling successful. And he managed to get away, like, the plan worked.
Yeah, see, that's the part I'm shocked by. It's like, how the hell did we achieve that without, like...
Without getting everyone killed.
Right?
Mm.
Stop licking yourself.
Is that to Perry?
No, it's the regular. Perry, stop licking yourself.
Like, looks up like he's licking himself like a cat licking its paw. Like, what?
I did what now?
He is wearing the cat mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So tomorrow I take it we're going to be looking for this book.
Possibly. We don't want to be sitting around with a ton of black diamonds on us. So I'm thinking maybe we should investigate the lighthouse first. But we'll should probably discuss that when we're all together and soap it up a little. But it's likely to be one or the other.
Yeah.
How long do Clue and Hibara, how long do you guys stay outside?
Well, we've established that she's fairly drunk. So...
Yes. And occasionally bursting into flames?
Well, she can only do that one time.
Okay.
So... if Clue is like poking her and shit in his hand, then you know that... I'm not sure if you see the video. I'm sure there's probably thousands of these videos too, of just like the little kitten on its back.
Mm-hmm.
That lizard.
Nice. So you've got Hibara lizard looking like a kitten wanting to bite your finger. Boo. You still there or is he BRB? Did I drop out?
No, you're still...
okay,
I can
okay.
hear you.
Clue? Yella?
Sorry, my internet is just
Oh, okay.
being a...
Are you just dropping out a lot?
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Do you hear us now? I'm
Ooh.
guessing that's a no.
Probably the issue then.
All right. Well, I'm going to assume that at some point they come wandering in. I need a bio break. So I'm going to dip out if you guys want to talk about what you want to do next.
All right.
Alrighty.
I'm going to do the same.
Okey-dokey.
Dead air.
Yeah. Kristi would normally put it into pausey mode, break mode, but I don't think she was expecting other people to also bio.
Yeah, he's a little bit haunted by his own past right now.
Thalvar's always haunted by his past, so nothing new there.
Okay, and I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. The internet just crapped out for a second. Hopefully everything's okay now.
Good.
Looks like
You
it.
can hear us now.
Yeah, you sound a lot more consistent.
Mhm. Okay, so where were we?
Was it Clue and Ibarra stood out front, but we're expecting him to come in soon.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of us are upstairs. The conversation's moved from Perry feeling haunted to what we're going to do tomorrow.
Okay, well, after finishing his drink, Chloe is gonna go inside, order another drink, and then go up.
Oh, you're also asked if you want anything for dinner, because they're going to be bringing up the meal soon.
Roast beef, I guess.
All right.
Just like kind of just picks up the lid and goes, yeah, you want something?
I don't think Ibarra can talk, but what would Ibarra do when asked about dinner? By Clue.
I don't know. I don't think she'd respond anyway. Respond. She doesn't eat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's just got a good berry diet.
Yep. Like, doing nothing, I guess. Puts her back on his shoulder.
Right. So yes, Clue arrives with a swaying Hibara, a lizard, on his shoulder. And after he finishes off his first drink and is filling up with the mead that Perry had bought for the room, you get a knock on the door and your dinners arrive. Got the smell of roast beef and roast vegetables, as well as hearty potato soups and sort of like local Stilton-y cheese on it, so it's a bit sharp, and you can move it to the side if you don't like it. But they drop off your meals and then make their way up. You guys are alone to eat and then drink your mead and talk.
I will say that when we get into the room and Hibara notices that we're like in a room with everyone, she would not be a lizard.
Okay.
Undo the wild shape.
Unwild shape.
That would bring my question. If she was drunk as a lizard, how'd that work?
She's gonna try to she's gonna unwild shape on Clue's shoulder.
We've established that she's fairly drunk, so kind of like starts on his shoulder and sort of falls off his shoulder.
All right, so I'll say you're gonna do a dex saving throw with disadvantage to see how you land.
I mean, can Clue try and help her not fall?
That's fine.
Actually, suddenly there's this massive weight on your shoulder, but it kind of slides down your arm, and suddenly your reflex is to lift your arm up, in reaction. And Hibara kind of uses that as she's just growing up to back into her normal elf shape, to just kind of slide down your arm and land very softly on the floor and manage to get up and kind of stumbles, doesn't really, sways a little bit, but she sticks the landing.
So she still is drunk.
Yeah, well, you're kind of shaking it off as you grow bigger. You get more sober, but it also kind of takes you a little while to orient yourself.
More like hungover than drunk.
Yeah, imagine going from drunk and then walking down a flight of steps and being sober by the end of it and being kind of disoriented because it happens so quickly.
Okay. I just want to know if she's still drunk when she can speak or not.
Okay. Well, she's back. I'm going to say that she was mostly drunk a lot because she drank as much as she did for her body weight as a lizard. So now that you're big again, your body can handle it's the smaller amount of alcohol relative to your size.
Okay.
But yeah, you're a little bit hungover.
So what's the plan? What's next? We have to get the things.
We have a choice. We can go to the lighthouse, or we can go looking for that book.
What lighthouse?
The Ori piece.
Oh. Is the lighthouse out in the ocean?
Well, it's just off the coast, yes.
Oh. How do you get to it?
Boats, generally.
Big boats?
I mean, not really. Small boats, generally.
Where's the other stuff?
Other stuff?
Yeah, the thing that Opal had. The thing we're here for.
That's in the House of Knowledge. It's like
she just stares at you blankly.
Bearish, generally, just points in a direction.
The place we went to for the possible cure for the lycanthropy.
The bar wasn't there.
Oh, you were stuck. Yeah, you were down in the.
She was down underground, just chilling and talking to ants.
She doesn't know the story.
Yep. Oh yeah, that means she probably is thinking like someone's going to turn into a rat or something. I forgot. She needs to keep her eye on that.
Chloe had one of the best lines when he was like 50 gold a pop, and he's like, "Nah, we'll just wait and if one of us starts to get a bit ratty."
I remember that.
By the way, anybody getting a bit ratty or not yet?
Oh, well, you've only had it's been, I think, about what, 24 hours since you guys...
Getting pretty close to that, at least.
Because I think you had one night's sleep since. So.
You have yet to rat. Okay, good news.
Well, myself and Clue could get ourselves in their disguise, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. It depends if we want to grab the one lot of diamonds to deliver them in the city, but I would say it would be an idea to leave the others where they are until we're ready to leave. After all, there was a reason they were hidden. And I think we should retrieve the Ori piece first.
Fair point.
Why don't we just do it all at once?
Because one of these actions could get us some bit of a bounty in this city.
I know, exactly. Why don't we have someone go and... You said the stuff was supposed to be hidden, right?
Indeed.
In a book?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so where it is, so there's no rush to get from there unless we're delivering because there's 3 bags. The bag that we were picking up, the bag that Opal is splitting with us, and the one for the person of questionable morals.
Wow. What a euphemistic way of saying it, Alvar.
Well,
I mean...
It sounds better than mafia boss, as Opal put it.
I mean...
Isn't that what she is?
Come on, Alvar. She's criminal at the very least. My people.
Indeed.
But why don't... Okay, what about if Blue and I go get the stuff from the place, and then we meet you at the lighthouse, and then we take a boat and leave?
Because the small boat that we take to the lighthouse is not going to be big enough to take us back to Waterdeep.
Well, that's why you get on a bigger boat from the smaller boat, like that time when we went to go have dinner that one time.
I mean, we could, we could arrange it to do it in one fell sweep. We could get a boat ready, then get the stuff, get the orrery piece, get out. But that also assumes we don't want to do anything else in the city.
And that also assumes that getting the orrery piece is going to be straightforward. We have no idea what we're going to be facing at the lighthouse.
Also, a fair point. So, might not be a horrible idea to get your orrery piece, then go to the library before we leave. Well,
but what if the orrery piece
give them off your boss the thing that we owe her, and then leave? But
what if it's guarded?
What, the book?
No. Well, maybe. The orrery piece.
I mean, yeah, that's why we're doing it first, so we can take care of that and then leave.
But if we do that first and then the guard become wanted by the guard, wouldn't we have to immediately leave? We wouldn't have time to go get the stuff?
The guards aren't out there. It's an abandoned lighthouse.
Yeah,
Are you
if
sure?
somebody's going to defend the magical orrery piece, it's probably not going to be, the law.
I don't know how it works here.
The law doesn't tend to put things in abandoned lighthouses. They have, buildings and safes for that.
Like big walled castles, like we just had to sneak into.
Bar just stares blankly at you.
Do you want another drink, Ibarra?
I mean, shouldn't we not backtrack? Like, if we're already on the water, we should avoid going back inland.
I mean,
you just.
If you want more optimized movement like that, sure, but are we in that much of a rush?
I don't know.
Well,
are we in that much of a rush, Thelvar?
Well, being that we just broke out a prisoner, wouldn't we be on the top of the list of suspects to come look for?
Nobody saw us.
No, but we were definitely the family of the prisoner.
I mean, of one of the five, sure.
So wouldn't we be on the list of suspects?
Thankfully, but that assumes we didn't give them any paperwork.
It would also assume we gave them our real names, which I don't believe we did.
No,
I don't know if we gave them our names to begin with. They didn't even ask for them.
Stand out. Mara looks at the slightly green tiefling. Or whatever the hell.
I mean, they've got no evidence on us. We can bullshit our way through this easily.
Benner's disappearing so soon as being the family of one of those five might look suspicious, so...
Yeah, but if
I'm not saying we leave tomorrow. I'm just saying, we should definitely leave sooner rather than later.
Yeah, fair enough. But the thing is, once we leave here, the fact that we're suspicious doesn't really matter now, does it?
No, but we should get the hell out of Dodge before we start looking suspect.
Which is what would happen.
All the while Mara's saying this, Mara's just staring at her dress.
Isn't it pretty? Mara notices and she does a twirl for Habara.
It's certainly bright.
Yeah.
And not inconspicuous in the slightest.
No one saw me in this other than the people at the show.
Actually, where do you keep getting these outfits from, Mara? Because I've never seen you buy them.
You will never know. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, definitely no crimes happening there that are the actual reason you want to leave fast. Got it?
So Perry's still sober as you guys are having this conversation. You have to try harder, Perry.
Yes, Clue's also still sober.
Who has to try harder?
Oh, Clue will try harder, believe me.
I mean, they are beautiful clothes. Just wish I was a little bit taller so it wasn't so inconvenient and I'm looking forwards.
Okay, so I feel like, yes, what's moving the conversation along? You guys have pros and cons for various combinations of destinations, so I'll just push you on that. What was it that Perry said? Something about the direction that he's looking at for his clothing? What?
He was commenting on Mara's dress.
Oh,
Said
okay.
he was taller so it wasn't such an inconvenient height when he's looking forward.
Oh, sorry, do you just get a big eye full of booty? with white shimmery fabric, dazzling you and it's blinding you.
With the makeup of the dress and a twirl, but just got a big eyeful of...
Oh, he smacked him in the face
everything.
with fabric.
Well, no, just everything, because it's like a grass skirt, but from the neck upwards, so it all just flays out and...
It stayed quite in place, thank you very much. There was not a lot of shifting. Like I said, it's hanging
down
on
adequately.
It's hanging on by a wing and a prayer. And again, the laws of physics do not apply when it comes to Mara's outfits, apparently. But yeah, the outfit was definitely stayed in place for all intents and purposes.
Very clever design tricks involved.
Yeah.
Saving you a lot of tape.
There was some tape involved, but not a lot.
Only 2 rolls of tape.
Double-sided duct tape.
Nope. Double-sided tape. It's a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's going to be a bitch to get off. Oh my god, now I'm having trauma.
Do you want help?
No.
Is it going to look like you have alopecia from the neck down?
Kind of.
That's a Tim Minchin line about this woman, a dream woman he's dating, and neck down alopecia. Sorry, I'm distracting you guys.
Distracting ourselves.
That's true.
I know, right?
I mean, isn't that what the game is about? Distracting yourself.
For a while, yes.
Pretty much.
For a few blessed hours.
So we just have all this mead and mugs or glasses?
Mugs, harder to smash.
Okay. And just a big old cask of mead up in here.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess a bar will drink too because it's sugary.
All right. Oh, okay. Well, you're all getting drunk now. So, yep. It's getting to be a pretty merry time in there. The room's starting to spin. Little Gorko's already asleep. Crashed out in a chair.
Sober because fuck that shit.
Yeah.
He's snoring. A little bit of drool's coming on down.
Dolval's still perfectly sober.
Okay. How about Hope?
Yeah, just gonna keep drinking until he isn't.
You want to take that rolling at disadvantage? Take that 2.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Willingly fail your save.
Throwing them back is.
Is Perry still angry drinking this whole time?
He's sort of up and down, but mostly up now the others are here.
Okay.
Aw.
It was very touch and go. We were all very
on the
worried.
floor now.
It was like the floor feels comfortable. It's cool against my face.
The floor is there.
The floors, yes.
It is, in fact, made out
It's
of
Mass Effect
floor.
3.
The floor will hold me. It'll keep me safe. Even though I'm spinning, it's still gonna keep me safe.
Mm-mm.
Yep, Ashley Williams from Mass Effect 3. Here we go.
All right.
Mars just watching all of this and just shaking her head, going, mm-mm.
Speaking of which, 5 days to go.
Oh, right.
5 days to go?
Well, Mass Effect gets re-released.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
I need GameStop to calm its tits. It is sending me emails every fucking day.
Am I the only one who hasn't pre-ordered it then?
Possibly. I have.
Yep, digital pre-order. It's already pre-installed.
Just waiting for the game company to let you turn the game on.
Pretty much.
Ooh, exciting.
Yep.
All right, so at this point, Gorko's out. Clue is snoring on the floor. Perry is very well in his cups, as is Hibara. So you've got a sober Thelvar and Mara left.
There you go, Perry's on his way down.
Yeah, he's starting to drift off to sleep now. He's like looking for a big cushion to fall asleep on.
Does Clue have his shoes on?
Yes.
I mean, they wouldn't have
What?
taken them off, no.
Mara sees that his shoes are on and goes looking for a pen of the Sharpie variety.
Well, the best you can do in this time and plane is quill pens and an ink bottle.
I'm sorry,
Better
Clue.
not be stealing my forgery kit.
No, there's a complimentary, like a little. You guys have the suite, so there's like a complimentary. It's a cheap quill pen, like it's not very good, because people steal them. And a little, very small ink bottle, not a healthy, generous one. More like you have to go downstairs and ask to have it refilled after you write one page. But there's some ink and a quill there, on a table, writing table.
Mara grabs it and just proceeds to doodle all on Clue's face with the ink and pen.
What is
So
she
that
doing?
Well, now I've
the shoes
concluded.
being on.
Yeah. What was the shoes about then?
That's the rule. If you if you go drinking with friends and you pass out with your shoes on, you're free game.
Oh.
If you take your shoes off, no one's supposed to doodle on your face. But if you leave your shoes on, then you can.
That's a rule I have never in my life heard of.
I blame R&D.
Well,
Are you sure this wasn't just a justification for doodling on someone's face?
No, I swear to you, it was the law of the land
Okay.
where we went to school.
What
It
happens
was
if
like,
you're one shoe on, one shoe off?
half the face?
I think that it had more to do with dealer's choice if you wanted to be a dick or not.
Frankly, the weird thing about that rule is it incentivizes you to, while you're still sober, take your shoes off. Just
Well, no, that's the whole point. Is
Take your
if you
shoes off
fall
in my
asleep in if you fall asleep in a public area and you've taken your shoes off, you clearly had the mindset of going to your room and going to sleep. But if you leave your shoes on and you pass out, then you're free game.
I mean, just go barefoot everywhere. Never an issue.
This
And
just
that's what
seems
Hibara does.
this seems biased. Yes, this seems biased against people who don't live at the house where you're drinking. I have to say. There's a
Well, if you're
Or
gonna pass,
just let-
if you're going to pass out at my house, then I kind of expect you to take your shoes off when you go to lay down on my couch. Do not put your stinky shoes on my couch.
What if you fall asleep in the lazy boy though?
Yeah, I'll take your shoes off when you lay on my lazy boy.
If you're comfortable enough with somebody to drink at their house, I feel like you could probably take off your shoes while coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Or you take your shoes off at some point while being in the house.
Right. As fascinating as this conversation
Like I
is.
said.
Oh, wait.
Okay,
I want to know what Mara's drawing.
a big penis on his forehead.
I mean, it's
Mara
a
goes
classic.
to town. Mara goes to town. There's like a really bad penis. There's a
Wait.
Love the
Wait. And
what?
what's this modifier? In what way? Like it's poorly drawn, or it's scary looking, like it's got fangs, or how is it a bad penis?
like it's like
I imagine it's not penis.
It's got like a frowny face, like it's like scowling at you.
It looks like a regular. I hate to say it, like it's not a Picasso. Okay, it's like a frat boy drew a dick.
I mean, have you seen Picasso's drawings?
Better than who was that guy who did the surreal stuff?
Dolly?
Yeah, better than a Dolly dick.
I mean, Picasso also did like some surrealist shit, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, Cubist.
And all I'm saying,
it's like a bunch of surrealist stuff.
It basically is like a one that had like a really fat one and has two little like doodaddies with like tubes.
Okay.
She drew hair, and then across his forehead, SOS, I need a bath.
And then on his chin, Mara was here.
No.
Oh, okay.
Delvar was here, but Delvar spelled wrong.
Levlar was here.
Something like
Teflon.
that.
And still going easy on them compared to some of my friends.
What have you done?
Well, I didn't do it, but one of my group of friends, when one of their friends fell asleep at a party we were all at, they shaved off one of his eyebrows.
I've known people who do that too. But only one.
Only one.
Yeah, you don't
because
do
then
one.
they have to make the choice
Exactly.
of do they go around with the one eyebrow or do they shave off their other eyebrow themselves?
Exactly.
Well, obviously you got to shave it off. I mean, you got to commit at that point. Otherwise, the growth back is going to be uneven. You have to pencil that shit in for like months. Nah.
Yeah, I'd rock the one eyebrow. But granted, I was that smart kid who always took her shoes off and then proceeded to fall asleep in random places.
Yep, you kept your shoe nounce around you, even like your shoe craft.
No, I was the worst. I would take my shoes off and like actually put them in front of my door and then proceed to fall asleep in like common areas.
Okay, metagaming. I need to know what the fuck to prepare for you guys next week.
I thought we were doing Lighthouse.
I don't know that. Okay, right? Is that I don't know? There was like a conversation going on rather than a decision, a conclusion. So, okay, so the idea.
Next week we're definitely doing Lighthouse, and we're
doing the fucking Dodge.
See how drunk they still are.
Which way round we're doing that, we're not entirely sure at the moment, but some combination of those two events. And delivering the one bag before we bugger off.
All right. Well, it seems like this then, given like I was kind of letting you guys muck about till 10 o'clock because we normally wrap up at 10. So yeah, I think we can kind of close the curtains on all but two sensible members of the party, and the rest of you just drunk ass out, passed out on various furniture or floors or whatever else. Yeah, we'll just kind of like draw the curtain and end fade to black on that.
Yes.
Cool. Then we'll come back where we'll roll for hangovers first thing in the next session. All right. Yes. So anything else before we leave? Any other questions or anything else?
Nope.
Okay. I was using that as an excuse to take a drink, that pause. Then I guess all that's left to be said is we'll be back this time next week with the party to see what happens when they head out to the lighthouse. And until then, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. Say goodbye, party.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
party.
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 Hey, they did the bit.